Anyone have questions? You know, the meditation really goes so deep inside all of us, and it creates stillness, it creates quiet. Mind gets quiet, emotions, all of those kind of encumbrances that run rampant through people, they simmer down, they get quiet. And we can receive what's real knowledge, real wisdom, not things we conjure up in our brain that we think are right, that our opinions, but knowledge that flows directly from the source of all creative energy in the universe. A human being can't receive that knowledge if their internal world is chaotic. It doesn't find a home. It's like a pinball machine. It's bouncing off of one thing after the other. And that's the work. It's the commitment we make between ourselves and a higher force of energy in the universe. We have to do the work. I'm sorry to say it. I mean, Rudy said it, work brings more work, and it really does. But we have to do the work. And the first place we have to do that work is inside ourselves. To be able to arrive at a place where we're quiet. We don't know better. We don't know what's right or wrong in the world. We just accept life as it is, and we allow that wisdom to come into us from a higher source in the universe. That's all this meditation is about. It's all about transformation. That's what it's about, transforming ourselves from a noisy, impetuous person full of all kinds of thoughts and ideas and what, to a person who's calm and quiet inside, that receives the wisdom directly from the source, creative energy in the universe. I mean, one of the greatest things I ever discovered in my life is I have no idea what's right or wrong. But I do have an idea that you can transform yourself. Whether things you think are right or wrong, you can use everything to transform yourself. And so you don't have to agree with what other people do or say, but you can use the energy of a situation to transform yourself, to change, to grow, as a way to get closer to enlightenment, instead as a way of winning an argument. Does anyone have a question? And, look, my job in life is to give away everything I've learned. I've learned a lot in my life. I really have. I've learned how to be quiet and not to learn anything, but to let energy just flow through and teach me. And it's to be given away. But if people are noisy inside and they're full of all their images of self and ego, and it's hard to give it away. I'm not saying that's the case here, but it's the case with most people in life. So this meditation is literally about becoming nothing. And as I said the other day, that's something that terrifies people. Because from the day we're born, we're taught we got to be something. You have to, create some image of ourselves that rules the world, that's more important than other people. But that's not the case. A state of nothingness is just such a deep opening inside that allows us to receive the knowledge and wisdom, this fountain of knowledge and wisdom that emanates from the source of all creativity. we're open to receive it and let it guide our lives. And the wonderment of this whole thing is that it exists in every human being. Every human being is connected to spirit, or they wouldn't be alive. Now, how they use that life and energy, that's a whole other story. You know? And most people concoct that story in their brain, and they not only drive themselves crazy, they drive other people crazy. So one does meditation of this nature to get strong enough to not only transform our own nonsense, but other people's nonsense as well. And to love them unconditionally, even if they have nonsense. And we don't agree with them. It's like Voltaire said, I disagree with what you say, but I give my life for your right to say it. You know, an extraordinary piece of wisdom. Which means we listen, we learn. Life becomes an amazing teacher. Instead of an enemy, instead of something we fight with every day, we listen to it. Let it teach us. Let it teach us what we have to do every day to grow. And be practical about your inner development. Make it palpable and usable in life. Nobody can hide from life. Should be on my t-shirt, on my t-shirt. Nobody should hide from life. You know? Does anyone have a question they'd like to? Somebody's got to have a question. Ask a question.
Stuart, I have a question, Bob Singh.
Yes, Bob. Thank you.
What is it about myself that is nothing? If those things that are wrong with me, or what I think are wrong, are also my teacher.
Yes. Yes. You know, we learn more from things, from mistakes we make and from mistakes other people make than we do from the things that are right, that we think are right. Every time you make a mistake, if you truly make an effort to learn from it, you will grow. You will grow. I mean, I remember Rudy saying, I'd much rather be wrong than right. You know, if you're wrong, then you can learn. Well, what do I have to learn to fix it? You know, if you're right, there's nowhere to go. You have arrived. You're the king of the palace. You've arrived. So, yes, we learn from our own mistakes. We learn from other people's mistakes. We learn from life in all its, you know, multi-dimensional manifestations. They are there to teach us what we need to do to grow. And then we don't sit in judgment of other people, you know? We like them anyway. Even if they're a bunch of schmucks, we like them anyway. Because they are teaching us about us. Because there's always a part of each and every one of us that's a bit of a schmuck. Or we wouldn't attract those people into our lives. I mean, you know, look, I didn't learn this in 2 weeks. It took years to just, you know, I mean, literally transform my system to be able to live this way. It's not something that just took place. This is like 100 million meditation classes here. It made it possible for this energy to flow this way and these things to come out, you know? And how many mistakes I made in that period, God knows. I can't even count them. But as I used to say to the students that came to Coffee Creek Prison to study, I said, I am not interested in the past. I'm not interested in my own past. I'm not interested in anybody's past. All I'm interested is, do you want to work on yourself today? That's the sole interest I have. Do you want to work on yourself today? And is there a need inside a human being to truly have a spiritual life? And I don't care where people come from, what their economic situation, where they live, you know, who they are, racial thing, totally uninteresting to me. Religious things, what do they want to do at this moment? Are they willing to invest in themselves the time and the effort to grow spiritually, to change themselves? They got me 1,000%, if that's the situation. Does anyone else have a question? Okay, if there are no more questions, there'll be meditation tomorrow evening. Those of you that got an invitation for this morning, I was half awake when I sent them out, so it wasn't quite. I sent out another one telling people. Anyway, there will be a class tomorrow, both in the morning and the evening. And thank you. God bless you all. As I say all the time, and you're probably tired of hearing it, I come here to be taught. I don't come here to teach. Every single one of you helps me learn profound things about myself and about growing spiritually. And I have nothing but gratitude to all of you for being here. Take advantage of this. This is such a rare situation and rare energy in the world. You know? So thank you and God bless you. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody soon.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Stuart.
Good night.